Trav. I am Angie Love, an expert in social work and a spiritualist. Welcome to my corner of the internet. This is a sacred space where healing, growth, and spirit meet. Together, we'll explore tools for transformation to answer your soul's calling. Today, I am so excited because we are going to discuss one of my favorite topics, which is manifestation. So, we're going to talk about manifesting abundance, but made simple. That part, because oftentimes people overcomplicate manifesting abundance, and it does not have to be difficult. It doesn't. Actually, making it simple really removes blockages and barriers so that it can flow into your life. Like you want abundance, let it flow. You want joy, love, prosperity, health, whatever, let it flow. You want that new job, that new relationship, let it flow. And in order for things to flow, it is best that things are simple. Simplicity is goal. Always, always, always. So, I would like to share 3 steps to manifesting abundance with intention. And these steps are practical, you all. They are like there's something that you can just like remember and create a little mantra in your mind so that you don't forget. I always lean on simplicity. Number 1, clarity. You have to know what you desire and not what you feel like you should want or desire based on societal norms or standards or what your family raised you to think and believe or what all of your other friends are focused on. You need to tune into self. Tune into self, you all. Get in alignment with yourself and be very clear on what it is that you are trying to align with. What is it that you're trying to call into your life? And you want to be specific. Be specific, but still open. And the reason I say that is because oftentimes when we are too specific, we kind of create a narrow path where something bigger and better could be trying to come in to our lives, but because we want it exactly this way, it needs to look like this, we can miss it, right? So you really want to have clarity and be specific, but be specific with the option of being open to something better and something bigger, okay? Second is belief. We are all worthy. We are all worthy of abundance and we are worthy of living the lives that we deserve and desire. It is literally our birthright, literally. And it's really just that simple. And you have to make it that plain and simple, but you have to believe it. This isn't one of those things that you like fake it till you make it. This isn't a job interview where you're like, I'll just go in there and pretend I have these skills. No one will notice, then they'll hire me and surprise, train me. I don't know. You don't want to do that with manifestation because you might be able to fool people, but you cannot fool universe. You cannot fool divinity. You cannot fool spirit. The universe provides to you exactly what you believe you deserve. Mm-hmm. So if you are a person who is showing up in the world and you always have everything together and you appear to be very confident and very poised and like as if you understand your worth, but it's an act, when you really look at your core beliefs about yourself, that's not how you feel about yourself. You attract what you are. So you're going to attract based on your frequency. And that's why it's so important to do shadow work. It's so important to really get clear on your childhood traumas, your shadow parts of yourself that you may not be so proud of, right? And learning to really have self acceptance, self compassion, and genuine self love. I'm not talking about the self-love that is performative. I'm not talking about self-love that connects to self-esteem and you're just walking around pretending like you think you're better than everybody and you think that gives you self-love and has self-esteem. That's not it. That's not healthy. And that's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about undeniable, unshakable, unwavering love and support for yourself and doing the work to really learn, unlearn, and relearn who you are at every stage of your life so that you can be one with yourself and truly love yourself when no one's looking, when it's not a show, when it's not an event and you have to get dressed up and pretty, but like every day when it's just you by yourself, no makeup, nothing to distract you from who you really are, no weave, no fancy jewelry, no designer glasses, none of this. You strip everything away and you're bare. You are bare and you are truly just you. How do you feel about you? That's the type of self love I'm talking about. And you have to really, really believe that you deserve what it is you're trying to manifest. And self love and self worth, those are the two things you really have to improve when it comes to your belief system, right? Because if you don't love yourself and you don't think you're worthy, that is going to create some blockages for you in manifestation. And I'm sharing this not to shame anyone because we all are in different places of our journey and healing is not linear. So you may be here in your journey today and here tomorrow and here the next day. It's not always on the up and up and going in the upward direction. So I want to hold space for the people who may be triggered by this information or who this information may land with them and there may be I felt that response because I want you all to know that it's a journey. These are things you have to practice. Be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, and you'll get there for sure. Step 3, aligned action. Faith without works is dead, right? You can do your petitions, you can do your spell work, you can do your manifestation 369 journaling, you can do all of those things, and you should. I recommend it for sure. But you do not do that in place of taking aligned actions, daily practices that you consistently take to reinforce the frequency that you are hoping to align with to call in your manifestations. It's so important. And I am talking about abundance in all forms. Oftentimes, when we say abundance, people assume it's just money. That is just one form. I am talking about calling in abundance when it comes to freedom, love, rest, joy, peace, creativity, and money. All of the things, right? All of the things. An abundant life in general. That is what I am referring to. Because when you combine the clarity, the belief, and the aligned actions, you are setting yourself up for success. You are setting yourself up to really shift to a timeline where you are on a frequency to call in and to attract everything that you desire, because you really have to believe that you have it already, because you do technically. I won't get too deep into it because that's a whole nother video if you all are interested, but everything exists at the same time. So you can't have a desire without it already existing on another timeline. The reason why you want to be with your soulmate and your divine partner is because in another timeline, you are already with them. And sometimes we pick up on the frequencies of ourselves in another timeline. We get those spiritual downloads or we get deja vu, right? And so if there is something that you desire, you already have it on a different timeline. Your work with yourself is to change your frequency like it's a radio, or change the channel like it's a TV to the timeline where you already have that, and match that frequency. Be aligned so that you can get what it is that you desire. But you have to know that you already have it. You have to live your life as though you already have it. You literally have to be delusional. Delusion, you all. You have to be delusional. I'm quite delusional. Quite delusional. And I talk about this all the time. And people think I'm playing and they laugh. And I giggle too because it is funny, but I'm also serious. Like, if you know me, I'm a Gemini, so I'm playful, I'm fun, I'm animated, but I'm also very serious. Very serious. Like, most things are a serious matter to me. So I'm just in tune with my inner child, so I be playing. But I really don't be playing, if you get what I mean. So yes, I'm delusional. I am. I had to be delusional. I had to be delusional. I had to believe that there was a way for me to have the things that I desired, to have the life that I desired. When I looked around and everything in my environment and everybody around me was like, that's impossible. There's no way that's going to happen. You're a dreamer, girl. That's what they used to tell me. You're a dreamer, girl. And I am. Shout out to all my dreamers. I see you all. I hold space for you all. Keep dreaming and don't ever stop. I was a dreamer. I am a dreamer. Yes, yes, yes. I wear it proudly. And I have been delusional all of my life since childhood. Yes, very delusional. Spoke up things, said things, and people would just be like, "Oh, she has a wild imagination." Even up until I was a teenager, I said things, spoke things into existence, not knowing that I was manifesting at that age. We did not have this language of manifestation. At least I did not back then. I was just a dreamer and I just like to dream. So I had this very vivid imagination and I would just see things and want things and envision things and say that I would have these things, and I would write it down and I would make vision boards, and I would I would do role plays by myself and sometimes with my friends to talk about what I would do when I experienced and had the things that I talked about. I literally did this my entire life, so I know it works. I just think it's pretty cool as someone who really respects academia to know that there's science that backs it. I didn't know that when I was younger. I was just going off a whim. I was just going off of vibes. But to know that this is backed by science, spirituality and science intersect, that to me is like, yeah. So get into the delusion. Seriously. And remember that simplicity is key. Do not make this situation complicated. Do the research. Always. I'm always going to push to you all to do the research, to do what resonates for you, to follow your intuition, to take what lands and leave the rest. When you're watching these videos and when you're consuming all forms of information, but remember, keep it simple, because when it's simple, it's practical. When it's practical, you can create routines and rituals to do it often. If it becomes too difficult, if you make it seem like it's so hard and it's like a dissertation, you're going to do away with it. You're not going to continue it, right? Keep it simple. You have to see it, you have to believe it, and you have to align your energy, you all, so that you can manifest abundance with ease, right? Do it with comfort. It doesn't have to be stressful. You won't have to stress about it. Do it with ease. Thank you all for sharing energy with me today in this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment to stay connected. And until we meet again, may you rise, heal, and align. Peace and love. I'm a goddess that's in her prime. I'm a god.